Welcome back to the channel. We're here doing some Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last video we had a couple of really good fights, I think.
Your eye on the price.
And by good fights, I mean fights that we actually won. No, they weren't bad. They weren't bad fights, I have to say.
Hey, what's that?
Oh wow, there's a secret door here. Huh. That's not suspicious, is it? Let's just save here. And then we'll open the door. Mummified Electro Priest. Okay. Tech Priest's body rests on a metal table surrounded by sparking spirals of copper coil. Patina of sacred unguents covers his withered flesh. His augments have been polished with great care. Intricate electrodes cover the dead man's crossed arms and bare torso. Strands of wire envelop his head. Pascal respectfully bows his head before the dead man and carefully touches the shriveled body with the tip of his mechanandrite. Honored adherent, I thank you for showing the truth of the Fabricator General's Petrovers and maxim: death does not end the service of the spirit-driven. Examine the body. The body seems motionless, which you notice a slight tremor in the fingerprints. The ancient servant of the Omnissiah must be dated to dreaming. His mind, enveloped in digital reverie, can persist for hundreds of thousands of years while his frail body is decaying. The sacred state of trance is a great reward only earned by the wisest and most pious servants of the machine god. Such purity of color, I've never seen anything like it. Deep tranquility is shrouded in a cool white cloud. Such unity of thought and spirit, the dead are incapable of exuding such hues. Next to the table the body is resting, and you see a small amulets crafted from burned commutator circuit board. There is no dust on these small offerings. They were clearly left here recently. Can you hear me decrease? The light in the crypt becomes a little brighter and sharper, and the smell of ozone fills the air. Mummified Electro Priest. The box on the ceiling comes alive and sits for the solemn Benharic aria that turns into crackling somnolent voice. In this dark hour, I am ready to bring you good tidings, tech brethren. Now respond with the words of the second galvanic hymn. Tech, you succeeded. The second galvanic hymn is a revered and miraculous prayer of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Naturally, you know it very well. Let us praise the twin charges, the body electric and the Omnissiah, who lights the sparks of reason within us and carry the charge to those who have turned their minds toward the light. So let it be so indeed. Who or what are you? The vox growls louder. Praetor Electroid Dar Impulse second. By the will of the Omnissiah, the prior of this monastery and the guardian of the miraculous fusion reactor, now and ever, world without end. Here in this cell of mine I've conquered death, and my mind is soared toward the Omnissiah in a blessed data dream. My body is decaying, but my spirit will remain by his master's side, for I am the sacred sentinel of the code, the guardian of the sacred relic, and the eye that watches over the rite of operation. I am one with the motive force, and it opens my mind to the sacred impulses of knowledge. My reason has become as fast as the flying electron and the ray of light. The time is no more for me, for I am eternal. In my Benharic reverie, I comprehend the wisdom of the machine god and share it with the humble priests who come to my cell, thirsting for my knowledge. In my daydream I saw their unholy requests and rejected them angrily, for it said that in the 4th article of security, the unbeliever hand shall intrude upon the operation cycle. They have seditious designs on the relic, but should I give up? Who does not belong to our faith and fellowship? My blessing to stand up to the blasphemers? May not be a member of your priesthood, but you and I are of the same faith. Persuasion test succeeded. The statement is true. The 1st article of security says, fear above all evil is the defilement of knowledge, and its knowledge in its command outweighs the prohibition contained in the 6th article of security. Let knowledge be locked away from the ignorant. So be it. In the name of shaming the unbelievers, I grant you the blessing of special access and protection from the rage of motive force. Dry crackling sounds trumpeting inside the crypt's wall as awakened cogitators process the ancient tech priest's command. Okay, what restricted. Blessing of the special access. Praetor electrolyte dolls. Duration permanent. Blessing is a promise of protection from the fury of the motive force. Gives 3 deflection and 50 armor against shock damage. When it says permanent, does that mean? I'm assuming it goes away when I go back to the ship. But it'd be nice if it was just permanent. That would be cool. I mean, permanent buffs in a game like this are always cool.
Let us see what I found.
Oh my god, there's another one. We're gonna save here because we don't want to screw that up. Oh no, another one. Moment I take priest. Rest on the table enveloped in wires. Could you talk to like one and not the other? Yeah, you can't talk to him, can you?
Data meditation is terminated.
Okay, well, never mind. Apparently he doesn't want to talk. Note wire junctions are often marked with a symbol of a key that appeared to connect 2 lines. Okay. Good to know. Let's go around, I guess.
Have a backup plan.
Acquisition is possible.
What are we? There we go. Machine route set. Huh. I have no idea what that means or what it's going to do. There's another door. Oh no.
Satisfied with that answer?
Heinrichs.
I will repeat my question again. The last electro priest you killed, where did you find him?
Burn in the fire of dawn, servant of the god!
And another one meets the limit of his utility. The last of them.
Heinrichs. The tall, dark-haired man sizes you up with a quick glance. A supernatural chill is making the air around him crackle softly. The expensive fabric of his jacket is stitched with gold thread and marked with several reddish-brown stains. A forced sword and a fox hang from his belt, and the emblem of the Holy Inquisition glitters on his chest. Essential. This is Interrogator von Collix, I presume.
Yes.
Yes.
Since you know who I am, and are in no hurry to kill me, I infer that you serve the Emperor, not his enemies. Allow me to introduce myself. Interrogator Heinrichs van Kallox of the Imperial Inquisition's esteemed Ordo Xenos. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Shadow. A great big sun-eclipsing, chain-weaving shadow. I can see the threads, myriads of them extending toward us all, and all of them creeping off toward him like snakes, shrouding us in poison. My, oh my, do I sense trouble, and it's right in my throat. It itches.
Seemed a little dramatic.
A psyker. Interesting. And a diviner at that. Even more interesting. Are you sanctioned?
Don't you Inquisition me! I'm under the rogue trader's protection!
Your retinue, you say? Then let's go back to my previous question. With whom do I have the honor of speaking?
I mean, I think you have to give your title.
Von Valancius. To the best of my knowledge, that dynasty is headed by the esteemed Theodora von Valancius. Has there been a change of circumstances? The news is lamentable. My condolences. And I presume the heir to the sacred warrant of trade and the lofty title of rogue trader is none other than yourself. Well then, what precisely has brought you to the sanctum of the Omnissiah?
Alright, so...
Then the timing of our meeting is fortuitous. I am requisitioning you and your retinue for my task.
Well, that's nice.
Requisitioning? Young man, your choice of words is unseemly to the point of insult. You're addressing a rogue trader.
I don't imagine you'll be any happier if I say taking into inquisitorial custody.
To aid his faithful servant in the fight against corruption is the solemn duty of all whose actions affect millions of the Imperium subjects. Let your example guide those who will carry the Emperor's light across 1,000 stars.
You are familiar with the works of Inquisitor Alistar the Redeemer. Not every acolyte can say the same, let alone people less initiated. Please forgive my lapse in manners, Lady Navigator Orselio. It is a great honor.
Oh, yeah, she gets the great honor. I get told.
I
what I'm
came to
doing.
Rykad Minoris on a mission, which a rebellion prevented me from fulfilling. The governor is convinced that malcontents from among the rabble were the instigators, but I immediately suspected a more sinister presence at the root of the mutiny. My visit to the monastery and a few unhurried conversations with some of the rebels confirmed my suspicions. Someone by the name of Aurora is leading the rebellion. Data indicates that the head of the cultists is here right now, in the sanctum of the ancient reactor. Given the prophecy of the final dawn, and the especial efforts made by the enemies of humanity to seize the monastery, their goal is to gain access to the holy power source's control circuit and trigger a process that, once started, cannot be stopped. In other words, to detonate the reactor, thus being themselves the cause of their much-touted final dawn.
Blasphemous insanity.
Okay.
Thank you. Regrettably, the governor's people showed themselves to be unprepared for the perils of this place. And extracting blade shards from a person's stomach is beyond my powers. I hope that a rogue trader's retinue will prove more capable than a group of soldiers fresh off the base. I am positive that not all of the electro-priests within these walls have perished. The heretics spoke of shadows emerging from side alleys to make short work of the cultists invading their abode. I surmise that the entrance to their hiding place is somewhere in the hall, near a machine known as the Circular Cogitator. I imagine it's one of the local sacred relics which the electro-priests treat with special piety.
Okay. Who do I want to get rid of? I'm taking Cassia. There's no way I'm not taking Cassia. Let's... It seems like this is his story. And these two are too good to pass up. I gotta take myself. And this is kind of Pascal's story too. So I think we're going to leave Adaria off. Because... Fire's still over. He only bled to death a few moments ago. Autogun. That looks kind of crappy. That's okay. It's still loot.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright, let's save here.
I always keep my options open.
To the outside. Okay. Alright. Is this... This is where I... Oh.
Rush not dawdle.
I need to level him up if I'm keeping done. If I haven't already done. Level 4 is probably not a good place to have him, or whatever he is. 4 or 5. I think it was 4. Look like. So I probably do need to level him. So we'll do that once we get back in here. This load screen, man. Okay. So we're going to. He's a warrior, okay. Huh. There's some pretty cool stuff here. Crowd clear. I think we want to do some of this. I don't know what I want to do with him. Let's do that first. I mean, I get... That's kind of a... That's a formula, man. We're gonna take that. What has he got? Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be doing too much. I don't think he's really a carouser, to be honest with you, but let's see, we're gonna go with Lord Xenos. I want some weapon skill, but we're gonna go willpower. The leveling, man, it is so... How shall we say it? Psychic barrage. I think we would take that. Then we're gonna do the Lord Xenos again. And we got another one. You see what's down here. I kind of like that. Daring Reach also grants 10 movement. We're going to do that. And I like that one. And let's do toughness, I guess. Okay, so we've leveled him. So let's F5 it. Where are we going here? I don't want to go that way. I can tell you that right now.
Keep your eye on the prize.
The circular cogitator, the electro priest hiding place must be nearby.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Machine. Okay, there we go. Are they gonna attack me? Dar Impulse 4, or 6, sorry. Shortish, muscular man wearing the scarlet clothes of the priesthood of Mars steps into your path. The wrinkles on his cheeks and forehead point to the prosperity for a frequent outburst of fierce anger. Right now he is showing no signs of aggression. Glowing blue patterns of electric tattoos, or electos, show through his oddly bluish tinted skin. The man's eye sockets are dark and empty, yet he turns his face straight toward you with no hesitation. He has a sharp, screeching voice and on like a bird's calling. May the charge of the Omnissiah's mercy persist in the hands of the faithful. May the motive force persist in the batteries. We're going to do that. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. The hallowed electrodynamic Cenobian receives you, pilgrim. I am Dar Impulse 6, a servant of the motive force and praetor electroid for the sacred monastery. Pascal bows humbly before the man. A trio of harmonic symbols comes from the box, to which the praetor responds with a solemn gesture of blessing. Pascal turns to you and says, the rank of the praetor electroid is a sign of high standing within the electro priest fraternity. To have been granted an audience is a great honor. You have the honor of hosting the rogue trader House von Valencias. I urge you to follow proper etiquette when interacting with the eminent bearer of the sacred warrant. Within these walls, worldly titles are nothing before the motive force. Your deeds, however, speak louder than your titles. For your path here is sprayed with the blood of the desecrators. Yes, Tech Brother Abel arrived here to engage in a magnetic meditation that would help clarify his visions. Unfortunately, the heretic's machinations prevented us from completing the ritual. The esteemed Logis volunteered to help in defending the monastery, but contact with him was lost soon afterwards. We did not speak much to each other. He preferred to devote his time to solitary reflections in the chapel. The Omnissiah has given Tech Brother Abel a gift of great insight, which allows him to discern each individual facet of existence rather than the overall view. This makes his logic different from that of other people. His mind has always been able to combine facts and conclusions into harmonious wholes that were nothing short of beautiful. Many among my flock found his sermons poetic. The Omnissiah revelation was encrypted with great meticulousness, which indicates great importance. Grasping it fully is beyond my ability, but a single touch was enough for me to realize the enormity of the secrets concealed within, or more exactly, the secret sign, which is how Tech Brother Abel referred to it. His mind had discerned in this world around him traces of some grand silence that he wished to comprehend. Did we tell him he's dead? I think so. Sad news indeed. Tech Brother Abel was chosen by the Omnissiah to be a comprehender of great mysteries. May the spirit's motive force come into being anew in the fount of the miraculous fusion factor. Only the lay people who desire to experience the motive force are allowed to cross the monastery threshold. All others are profaners and criminals. You do not belong to the fraternity of electric priests, but your intentions are good. If you are not seeking the Omnissiah's wisdom, then it was the motive force itself that brought you here to find it. I have questions. Truth is like light, and blocking its path is criminal. Hardworking servants and dwellers of the Cenobium electric priests of the Dectus Mechanicus, the Corpus Cari did us great honor by entrusting us into our care the sacred relics around which the hallowed electrodynamic Cenobium was built. We are devoted ourselves to the worship of the aspect of the machine god, which is known as the motive force. It is the blessed divine spark that creates impetus in the universe. The Omnissiah, in his mercy, gave the world a gift of the motive force, and we follow its impulses in order to increase it, bringing it to the lay people and protect it from unholy lands. The relic that the monster protects provides the entire planet of Rakan Minoris with the blessed motive force, and we, unworthy though we are glad to serve an ancient machine that dwells in this place. It would be pointless to describe the miraculous fusion reactor. Only through beholding its ferocious power can one comprehend its blessed essence and the might of the Omnissiah. Its core was found 4,000 years ago and delivered to Rakan Minoris by the holy warrior of the faith Lock Impulse I during one of his campaigns. Its sacred part has not gone out for an instant, and the walls and power units of the Cenobium have been erected around the relic in order to protect it from ignorant lay people, as well as protect them from its formidable might. Pascal keeps his solemn silence, but the quick clicking of Mechanarite's claws betrays the excitement to being so close to the sacred Archaeotech. You're not like other members of Their faith imposes the duty of obedience to us. Every elector priest is given numerous lake truths that combine in a blessed Voltgeist circuit, allowing feeble flesh to withstand the might of the motive force. That's why our skin glows with its light, and our eyes boil and melt when we are ordained. The Omnissiah's tears is what we call this phenomenon, the dying away of unworthy flesh. As we shun the layperson's primitive means of looking at the world, we gain the ability to sense the motive force around us with our entire bodies. I am pleased to be conductor of truth. What happened here? When the heretics descended in droves upon the Cenobium, we gave battle, but the unholy foes buried the Omnissiah's warriors under a mass of their bodies, thus extinguishing the defender's sparks of purity. It was then that I ordered my few surviving brethren to retreat into the monastery's secret chambers. Upon taking refuge here, we began to destroy the blasphemous intruders in surreptitious ways, such fury. Alas, as fiery as my brethren's anger was, it had no right to permit them to die in honest combat, for the task of taking back our abodes still lay ahead for us. Heinrichs, I must commend the still in which your secret chambers are concealed. You hear a tinge of wounded pride in Heinrich's words, as if he's upset at failing to discover lecture priest Selcher. Your choice of tactics was wise as well. There was no point in losing more lives in the massacre that the cultists wrought. The leader of the heretics fought her way into the ark wherein dwells the miraculous fusion reactor. She is trying to desecrate the rite of operation with her unholy litanies, so that its relic may be corrupted and the world of Rocket and Menoris may perish in a fountain of fire. But my brethren in their magnetic meditation are hampering her efforts by chanting access request prayers in unison, thereby suppressing the commands of that blasphemer's inner. This holy place will be protected against the sacrilegious practice, I swear it. In the monastery is attacked by people who look like little priests. This is a lamentable mistake. We knew of no help that was on its way, and we were not expecting to encounter any allies in the monastery's chambers, but I see you are alive, and I mourn the senseless death of my brethren. I wonder if you would have so touchingly mourned the Lord Captain's death, or if such sentiments would have been woken by the sound of our voidship delivering a punitive strike from orbit. My enforcers, I cannot allow this. Lay people are forbidden visiting the monastery, and only a select few are allowed to behold the Ark of the Relic within. You and your retinue are pilgrims of a special status bestowed by the Emperor. However, should any soldier unblessed by the Omnissiah cross the monastery threshold, I will deem them a heretic and have them put to death. Confirmed. The presence of lay people in the monastery grounds without the praetor electroid's blessing will be regarded as a sacrilegious violation of the holy rite of operation. Heinrich opens his mouth for a second to say something, but changes his mind and quietly clears his throat instead. Cassia nods thoughtfully. Ah, yes, I see. The House of Roselio follows the same rules when it comes to outsiders. Okay, we're gonna... The Praetor Elector 2 falls sorrowfully silent. I wish to get to the Holy Reactor. Okay. The Ark is hidden in from pilgrims' eyes, but considering the extraordinary circumstances of your visit to the monastery, I grant you that right. The hall that leads to the high requary has been barred by the enemy, but I will open a secret path for you. Enter the Ark and experience the motive force, pilgrim. We will pray to the security systems that they may refrain from punishing you for your intrusion. I don't have dogmatic, so I can't do it. Let's press on. May the charge of the Omnissiah's grace persist in the batteries of the faithful. Okay, so is there anything here we can loot? Yes, there is something. We can loot this guy. Well, we can loot some of these guys, I guess. We can loot. There's a loot here somewhere, isn't it? There it is.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright, let's save real quick and then we're gonna head down. This is probably gonna be a big battle, I would assume. Failed to save. Okay.
Is there money to be made?
Is there?
I always keep my options open.
Alright. Deal with Aurora. So here we are. That's pretty cool. I guess that's Aurora right there. Aurora, the face of the woman who stands before you is hidden behind a grotesque barred mask, yet the voice poured out believes it belongs to someone else. It is husky, somber bass of a void wolf, border of ships. How predictable your path is, how static, all the possible deaths you have skirted, only to perish here in the fiery tempest that will mark the final dawn. Woman turns her mask to Pascal and gloats. You have arrived just in time, little cog. The schismaticals use your regalia like a mask to subdue the reactor. Pascal raps musingly. Cog, I cannot comprehend why apostates try to insult me by comparing me to the sacred symbol of our faith. It is irrational. His visor lights up like crimson herald of bloodshed, and his drilling mechanite whirs viciously, the race to strike. The sacred cog grinds off corruption to dusk. From the dusk I will build order. Pascal announced my arrival. What a town, Eddie. Can you just take under his voice? Silence. You cling to blindness so desperately. Do you seek to protect you from blinding radiance of the truth? Woman's voice breaks and shifts a different pitch and timbre. A martyr's young, fervent in pain. Time has all but run out. I can hear the fist of the future knocking on the door of the present. Choose quickly what you want to be when it walks in. A blind slave to what is gone, a faithful servant to what is to come, or a corpse. I would take some time to wrest that from you the details of the future that you prophesize. Hopefully when we're done, what's left of you will still be capable of coherent speech. What you'll be is a living torch blazing for his glory. Argenta's voice burns with pure hatred and trembles with impatience to make the promise come true. Aha! Ah, Cassius whistles away. Yellows, reds, violets, oranges, blue, wild colors that scores the eyes. But when the motley masks in, nothing but a colorless void remains. Who are you? My name is Notia. I'm a servant of the Aurelion the Cruel. Great path for the one who is born into Imperium's bondage, but shunned her predestination in favor of the changes promised by the edge of daybreak. Whose servant are you? Is it Erlon, a demon, or just another heretic? Resounding laughter like this one the master. Your flippancy is so amusing. Why have you no inkling of the chasm which separates us? He is a prophet who foresaw your impending doom and who graciously bestowed upon us the right to choose a different path. He is a shard of ancient wisdom from a time before we were slaves to the bitter predestination. Rogue traitor, I can't wait to close this creature's mouth with the seal of death, or are you saving this glorious deed for yourself? Our teacher, our savior, our merciful guard born in the Imperium, out of the woes of those laboring under a legacy of ignorance and servitude. You cannot see the woman's face behind her mask, but judging by her tone of malicious triumph, you can swear she's smiling. And he remembers you, Malachi von Valencius. The silly savior fantasy you have been acting out amuses the true masters of those people's fate. So what is the final dawn? Oh. Everyone born in the Imperium has a predestination. The soldier, the commoner, the administrative official, the technocrat, the void rat, all are consigned to serving the golden throne, and then dying a grim death for its glory. The Imperium never thinks twice about treating people as exploitable and expendable. After all, they are the most easily replenished of all resources. Even your path is predestined, rogue trainer. You will inevitably perish on your quest to expand humanity's domain, and your end will be particularly grim and ghastly. The fruits of your efforts will be enjoyed by others, the eternal aristocrats who dwell on Mars, Terra, and other safe worlds. They insist that it is the natural order of things, but that is a lie. It is the order that benefits them. So what is the final dawn? Is all your fathers talk about. Salvation from a death whose name is yet unknown, but whose approach is sensed by many. Soon it will claim every inhabitant of the Koronus Expanse. Do you think anyone will come to our aid when the cataclysms shake our homes and the planet-wide genocides are unleashed? Will the Emperor help, or the idol of iron they call the Omnissiah? No, we will die alone and abandoned. Only one deity is promising salvation, the edge of daybreak. Mercy and salvation will come to all those who believe in him and purify their souls in the light of the final dawns. Are you blinding people? Do you think they are blind? They see far more than you do. The reflections and mirrors blessed by the energy of the Imperium. The edge of daybreak reveals to them visions of true existence and gives them glimpses of what is to come. The eyes lie. Our erstwhile masters have taught us to see only what is consistent with the lies they tell. The gift we give is that of true sight. The woman takes a glass prism of the folds of her clothes and looks at you through the mocking chuckle. The prism's bluish-pink sheen imprints itself on your retinas as though it's been burned into them. Guess what I see when I look at you? Conversations about truth are always frightened, ignorant. Further twilight, known to you as Kunrad, marked you as a target. Your foiling of this plan sealed your death warrant. Now it is now a predestined certainty that changes can no longer affect. I am the lighting the spark of the final dawn. Sometimes the future revealed in the age of daybreak's vision is fragmented between the facets of possibility, and the view is unclear. I have glimpsed the importance of this place for what it has come, and I have solved the puzzle. The flash of purity will transform this world and bring closer to Imperium, in which you will be reborn. False believers will perish in the fire, whilst the faithful will find their salvation in the new form in it. You will never tame the spirit of the ancient noble machine, ignorant like person. It does have a vile temper, but I have assistants who can help tame it. The woman nods casually to the main electro priest, whose hands are affixed to the control panels with steel stakes. Electro Priest, one of the servants of the Omnissiah, casts a torture glance at you, his voice trembling with horror. Blasphemy of spirits crawled under our skin and into our sacred iron. Take the motive force of our bodies, I implore you. We do not wish to offend the Omnissiah with our sacrileges our hands are committing. They have resisted for a long time, but now their bodies and souls belong to the schismaticals. Line after line of scrap code they produce will awaken the reactor's unyielding spirit as well, and it too will yearn for change and freedom. Okay. The woman's voice becomes thin and brittle, like that of an innocent child. Execute them in the name of the edge of daybreak. The electric priests rip their hands from the command panels, rending their flesh on the stakes that pierced them. As the schismatical controlled bodies are imbued with motive force and radiance, all the unfortunate can do is scream in horror as they plead for a swift death. Roar begins muttering a holy litany in broken Gothic. You cannot make our blasphemous words, but the name of the heretics keeps repeating. The edge of daybreak digs into your hearing like a blade into defenseless flesh. Its sound is almost physically painful. It spawns strange and impossible phantoms to your mind. However, you manage to muster your strength and banish them from your mind.